Now, once upon a time, there was this up-and-coming poetry writer by the name of Tony the Tiger. Now, he was a reformed crook who loved to read books, and people said he was destined to be great. Now, he wasn't supposed to leave the state, but he was because he was in the process of fighting his case of getting caught in the airport with 2 pounds of Frosted Flakes taped to his waist. Now, Tony the Tiger was a rebel to the core, and he believed in his dream, so he knew he had to bounce. So he told that federal agent, Captain Crunch, he could suck on his grape nuts, and he hopped on the first train down south. Now, Tony had read all about this popular poetry spot called the Honeycomb Hideout. Well, each and every week, you could hear the hottest poets in the country speak, and you could even sit back in the back and puff on some shredded wheat. Now, at this particular time, the hottest poet on the scene was this cat from Queens. Now, he rocked the Yankees hat to the back with a black knapsack and went by the name of Diggum Smacks. Now, Diggum Smacks rode with a couple other dudes in his crew. One was this pussy poet wannabe player that went by the name of Sugar Bear. And the third dude in that crew, when he thought was the man, this pseudo-intellectual, and talking about the white man's plan, and he went by the name of Toucan Sam. Now, Toucan Sam rocked a lot of tattoos and Tim boots, and all the girls thought he was cute. But it really wasn't hard to tell that he was just an undercover Fruit Loop. Now, after a while, Tony the Tiger started gaining a reputation of being a local live wire. You know, somebody, every time he stepped to the mic, he was known to spit some fire. And now, Vincent gave him a few admirers, but also gave him a few more haters. But see, Tony the Tiger was straight up hustler, more concerned about turning his poetry in the paper. Plus, he was already on the run, dodging a 10-year bid, and most of them silly poets didn't realize tricks is for kids. So Tony the Tiger spent the majority of the time till the fire with a feline about 5'9" with a nice behind. Now, she didn't have a lot of money, but she had a lot of ambition. See, she was a full-time college student and was just stripping to pay her tuition. Now, Tony the Tiger really loved this chick. He even used to call her his little Miss Cookie Crisp. But when she was at work getting them tips and them tucks, the customers at the club knew her as Cocoa Puffs. Now, late one night after the open mic, Tony the Tiger and his homeboy OJ was on their way to this after-hour spot called the Breakfast Club. But right before they got to the bar, he said he was breaking down his conversation and overheard at the bar. He was like, man, that dude Diggum Smacks and a couple other cats were talking about pushing Tony the Tiger's wig back. As a matter of fact, Diggum Smacks was pissed off because Tony the Tiger been dating Cocoa Puffs only a couple weeks after they had broke up. And that wannabe player by the name of Sugar Bear, well, he was just pissed off because Tony the Tiger been dissing pussy poets but doing poetry to get pussy. Plus he said Tony owed him some loot. And they all three sat back and had a good laugh because they knew they man Toucan Sam with this undercover Fruit Loop trying to front for his crew. And that's when OJ looked at Tony the Tiger was like, yo, Black, you know I got your back, so we can do whatever you want to do. And what we need to do, though, is go post up somewhere and put together a plot how we gonna pop these tarts. And that's when Tony the Tiger let a quick sigh out. He said, man, fuck it, let's ride out. So they pulled out from the Honeycomb Hideout, went a couple blocks up the street, got him a bag of shredded wheat, went and chilled at Cocoa Puff's house. And that's when Tony the Tiger started breaking down his plan. He was like, man, I know that dude Diggum Smacks, the rest of them cats routine like the back of my hand. I mean, every night after the open mic, I'll be sitting there punk poetry thug chilling at the Breakfast Club. And they'll chill for a while till they start getting hungry. And that's when they go to the all-night drive-thru to get them a couple Egg McMuffins. And that's when Tony the Tiger looked at OJ and said, man, this is what me and you about to do. We about to catch these motherfuckers slipping right in the drive-thru. So they went to the corner of Quaker Oats and Post, laid low in the cup, waiting for these niggas to pull up. So they waited for about an hour or two, and it was around 6 a.m. And that's when Diggum Smacks and the crew pulled up in the drive-thru, the red Grand Am. And that's when Tony the Tiger and OJ snuck up from the back. All of a sudden, you heard Tony the Tiger yell out, yo, Black, this is an Applejack. Nigga, get your motherfucking food. Nigga, leave it in the car. Nigga, get out. Then they had them all three on the ground face down. Then all of a sudden, you heard the sound of a snap, crackle, and a pop. That's when OJ yelled out, oh shit, I've been shot. And Tony the Tiger looked over his shoulder, realized somebody had called the cops and spoiled the plot. But as he continued to look a little closer over his shoulder, his jaw just dropped and his heart was about to bust. He standing there looking him dead in his eye with that federal agent Captain Crunch. But that wasn't even the part that was fucked up. Because standing right next to Captain Crunch was his own goddamn girlfriend, Cocoa Puffs. And that's when Tony the Tiger removed the wool from his eyes and realized he had been played for a dummy. He thought Cocoa Puffs really loved him, but she just found out he was a wanted man and only wanted the reward money. So Tony the Tiger was already a two-time felon, so this was his third strike. So he was eventually extradited back up north when he was facing 25 to life. Now, the moral of this story is that the poetry game ain't all that different from the rap game, the crack game, so them old school rules still apply. No matter how cuckoo you are for them Cocoa Puffs, never trust a big butt and a smile.